Today, we're going to look at some of NASCAR's biggest crashes at Watkins Glen. I wanted to try something a little different, so we're going to start in turn 1 and work our way around the track. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like. We're currently trying to reach 10,000 subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. Anyway, let's get into it. Turn 1 has seen some of the Glen's hardest wrecks. Remember a young Jimmy Johnson when he lost his brakes?
Whoa, something broke. Something broke in the car. Oh my God. Something broke in the car.
But Johnson wasn't the only one to lose his brakes into turn 1 at the track. In 2016, Brad Keselowski lost his brakes during a testing session and had a head-on collision with the wall. A few years later, Vinnie Miller had an issue into turn 1, where he also had a stuck throttle.
It's just going to go straight at this point. Oh yeah, you see the front wheels are turned. That's how you can see the right front, and this car is not going to change direction.
In 2011, Denny Hamlin had a crash that looked very similar to Johnson's.
Yeah, it looks like it's got some brakes.
The front brakes the left front's locked up.
It's almost like the throttle hung.
Gosh, man, that could have been. It could have been the throttle hung pushing the front tire.
However, Hamlin's brakes worked, but it was actually the throttle that got stuck. Luckily, the tires were there to absorb most of the impact. Now, we're gonna head to turn 2, or the bottom of the S's. In 2010, we saw potentially the biggest pileup at the track in NASCAR history.
Oh no, we didn't. Further up. 3, 4. That's Allgaier.
Caution's out, caution's out.
Oh my, look at this. Tony Raines, as it just stacks up there.
We got cars stacked on
Harvick's
top
in
of
here.
cars.
Great, dude.
See Brendan Gaughan there? That penalty's so costly to Harvick, he wouldn't have been back in that mess.
It started with Loeffler in the 38 and Colin Braun in the 16 making contact. Both cars hit the wall on opposite sides of the track, then bounced back onto the racing surface, completely blocking the track.
390 left track, right front. To back.
Wow, what a job Harvick
That
did.
was 2 cars that came in after Harvick was there, and he stopped and...
In the next year, in the same exact spot, on the last lap of the 2011 Cup race, David Reagan and David Rudiman had this infamous wreck.
Oh, big crash in turn number 2, David Rudiman.
Reagan suffered a heavy hit to the driver's side door, then smashed into Rudiman. Rudiman bounced off the wall and flipped violently and hit the catch fence.
That's a hard lick for David Reagan, but this, oh my goodness.
At the top of the S's, in the 2016 Xfinity race, this crash broke out.
Here at this point, take another look at what happens.
Wow, you see the 90.
Big contact from the 90.
Yeah, you have to believe there was contact from behind or something happened. The angle at which he was heading to the wall. Severe change of directions quickly.
It's very odd to see a wreck in this spot, especially of this magnitude. Todd Bodine got turned from behind, hit the wall, then other cars continued to pile in. This part of the corner is uphill, so visibility may have contributed to some of the cars piling in. This, along with the high speeds the cars are carrying at this point in the track, made it hard for drivers to slow down and avoid the 90 car. One car collected was the 14 of Tommy Dreese. It was the road course specialist's last race at the Glen, and his second to last in his career. He was 57 at the time of the race. If we move to the bus stop, we'll see this strange moment from Derek Cope.
Hood not off, and he's missing the bus stop. Oh my goodness.
Moved up and that thing just exploded, the whole nose of it. I don't know what that was.
The bus stop has had a lot of action in years past, but most incidents are just spins because of the slow speeds. So let's go ahead and move on to the carousel. The carousel has seen some nasty wrecks, especially before the bus stop was implemented.
So if I'm close enough where I can race them, I think I can get by them.
Usually when it comes down to the end like that, usually it's awful tough to pass.
Jeff Bodine's wreck in 1989 was probably the scariest one outside of J.D. McDuffie's tragic wreck in the same spot 2 years later. You can hear how relieved the commentators were to see him moving in the car.
Wall.
Not only, and we see Jeff, oh, thank God he is moving around. Yes, Jeff. But not only did the tire...
His tire and brakes blew at the same time, and there was nothing he could do. We've seen crashes in recent years in the same spot, just not near as bad. This includes drivers Michael Munley,
entry to the carousel, and this is later on, obviously in the crash, but he just got really loose coming out of the bus stop and lost control of the car, never could regain it. Once you get up over that lip where that white line is, it kind of cambers down.
Daniel Hemrick,
live race day companion. You can get access to high-definition in-car cameras. Current position. Track is a big crash into the wall. It looks like, is that Hemrick?
Yeah, just straight. Right front locked up.
and Kurt Busch.
Yeah, that left front down.
Yeah, you're under full power here.
Man, good thing those tires were there.
Smoke that left front, getting down into these corners, these high braking areas. You can see right when that tire went down. Put on the brakes all you want. You just can't stop soon enough.
Ryan Newman actually flipped in this spot in practice.
Hard on the throttle into turn 9 and up on his side after hitting the foam blocks and the tire wall.
After the carousel, we have the chute. This 2009 wreck between Sam Hornish Jr. and Jeff Gordon is almost synonymous with the chute.
Hornish racing with Casey Kane as they come out of the corner.
Oh, looks like Casey got loose and tried to correct it. Got into Sam, and goodness gracious, what
just
a lick.
As we saw the other day. Wow, huge lick by Jeff Gordon. It's good to see him get out of his car.
And Sam Hornish. Both of those cars hit extremely hard on that second impact.
Gordon head on into the Armco barrier.
We saw this happen with Jason Leffler's car the other day, get thrown back, and Jeff Gordon wide open, nowhere to go.
It's good to see those guys get out of the car.
Right along with Jeff Gordon here. Be ready, folks. This is hard.
Ooh. It was a very nasty impact. But the day before, Jason Leffler had this crash in the same exact spot.
And that's the one thing I talked to him just about an hour ago.
Killed it.
Yeah, this is coming out of turn 9. They'll have one. We're going to get a look at it right here. You can see, whoa, really gets loose. A fast part of the track as you're exiting, trying to get, wow, look at the car get up in the air.
Man, that's a violent hit.
The tire barriers, like with the previous incident, just shot the car back on track in dramatic fashion. Although a portion was paved over and another guardrail was added after these accidents, it did not prevent this big wreck from happening in the 2014 race.
Too much at this point in time. If that is indeed, they may be looking at left sides while they're getting fuel, depending on how long they're going to be out there.
Yeah, that's what I would be looking at.
Oh, trouble.
Gosh, what a mark.
Ryan Newman, hard into the wall. Michael McDowell, hard into the wall.
Caution's out, caution's out.
Terrible crash.
Burton was turned into the wall, but to the right this time instead of to the left, but he still went back on track and hit Michael McDowell. This was a destructive wreck that destroyed both cars and the guardrail. A long red flag ensued to make repairs to the track and clean up the mess. And this brings us to the final corner of the track. This corner has seen a lot of incidents, but the only one we're going to look at in this video is the big one in 2008.
Radio, nothing to report. Wampum crash on the track.
Oh, heavy contact cars crashing. There's Hornish. One car in flames. Heavy contact. The 43 involved. Blaney involved. David Gilliland is heavy. The whole front of that car sheared away.
After David Gilliland made contact with the outside wall, he was just a sitting duck. Nobody could see him in time to get slowed down, and he just got hammered by oncoming traffic. For good measure, Hornish hit the sand barrels. It was a chaotic wreck with a lot going on very quickly. But that's it for this video, guys. I hope you did enjoy. I wanted to try something different, kind of working our way around the track. I thought it was a cool idea, but let me know how you liked that down in the comments down below. Anyway, that's it for this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.